Okay, can you see my slides? You can see? Okay. Okay, so we stopped here. We have defined technology and last time, and we have said that when we talk about technology, it has something to do with creativity. Diba? If you can remember, creativity. It is an art, no? It is a product of human thought, no? So creation, the word technique has something to do with the concept of creation. And then logos is the Greek word that refers to ordering or having a systematic arrangement of things. Just like in your other areas of study, geology, sociology, and so on. Okay, so techne and logos. So we always have the human mind, human thought as an important component of technology. Okay, by techne, we mean also skill. Okay, a way of doing, a better way that of doing. Diba? When you are making something and a person has become envious of you, magtatanong siya, ano ba ang technique mo dyan? Paano mo ginawa? Bakit ang ganda? Technique. Technique. Okay? And we have mentioned that technology is not just one thing, but it is best thought of as a system. A system comprised of several aspects and things. No? So halimbawa, there is that component of human thought, no? Of creativity, everything that is a result of technology or a technological product has been thought of by the human mind. Okay, palaging dumadaan yun, no, sa pag-iisip ng tao because it is the human being that thinks about it, no? The purpose by which he is creating that object, no? How to do it, no? So why to do it, and then how to do it, all the details on that before achieving, no? Achieving the results of this enterprise. So ano nga ba yung mga ano na yun, no? Iba pang components. So aside from human thought, no, there is that planning for, of course, no? Planning. No? Ano ba yung mga procedure? Most of the time we also write this down and illustrate it, no? In the form of a blueprint or a recipe. So these are the steps so that we can achieve our objectives. We also need someone who does it, no? It could be yourself, no? You yourself, no? Just you. If the activity is easy to do, but if it is a complicated process, you need several human beings, no, in order to help you. You need an organization, no? So that is where partly this logos comes, technology, no? Because it entails arrangement, a systematic ordering of things, just like when you investigate, no, in a particular discipline or area of study. Ano pa yung mga kailangan doon, no? So yung tao, yung skills mo or skills ng tao, ano pa? The tools that you need, no? The artifacts, No, hindi lang naman yung recipe, but you also need tools in order to make it to make the product possible. So technology is a form of human activity, no? Or has something to do with a form of human activity that is devoted to the production of techniques or technique-related intellectual products. So, pag pinasok na natin dito yung technique-related intellectual products, most of the time you are referring to your state-of-the-art items, no? Or products of technology. Ito yung classic definition kasi natin ng technology, no? But it is not limited to this, no? Halimbawa yung mga mobile phones nyo, and then your laptop, and other gadgets, no? Okay, and whose root function is to expand the realm of practical human possibility. We embark on this activity of technology so that we can uh, we can have those products to benefit, no, human beings, to make life easier, to make our work more efficient, no, to have access to this or that, no? So for a greater part of it, it is used to achieve something that is good, diba? For human beings. Maybe even for animals, no? Halimbawa, a technology that could enhance the health of your pets, no? Siguro hindi sa human beings pero sa aso or sa pusa, sa alaga yung aso or pusa. But still, it has something to do with human beings, no? Because they are the ones desiring that and not the dog or the cat or the pet. Okay? Are all technologies devoted to the good of human beings? Palagi bang para sa kabutihan ito? What do you think? Halimbawa, for those who have thought of making this garapon, halimbawa, no? Siguro naisip nila, in order to make your dining or drinking experience more enjoyable, we can make this, no? Totoo din naman, no? It can add to your enjoyable experience, no? So everything, halimbawa itong even my glasses or spectacles, no? Pag hirap kang makakita, it can improve the way you see things. Okay. So lahat ba ng products and technology ay para sa kabutihan? What do you think? Floyd, what do you think about this? Floyd Nathaniel? Floyd Nathaniel? Okay, chat message. Intention po is good, but byproducts are sometimes not. Okay, so that is true, no? The intention most of the time is good, no? Or for many instances it is good. But the byproducts are sometimes not, no? So along the way, no, maraming pwedeng mangyari, no? So maybe your purpose is for the good, but accidentally kung may nangyayari, no? Halimbawa, it has been hijacked, no, by some people who are not really into what you are doing, no? And they would like to harm other people, and then it would be used for bad purposes. Minsan ganon. O kaya naman, merong accident na nangyari along the way. Halimbawa, you are riding a kind of transportation at nagkaroon ng aksidente, ano? Hindi natin inaasahan mangyari yon, and then it has been bad for those who were riding it. At other times, doon pa lang sa simula, no? When they were thinking about it, no, developing that kind of technology or that product of technology, they have intended it in order to harm a human individual or groups of human beings, diba? So napapansin natin na ang technology ay kadalasan naman nandun sa kabutihan, no, para maging maganda ang ating buhay, no? But there are times na kung minsan hindi ganon, no? Like those who are developing weapons, no, for warfare. Siguro for them, no, for the countries that are developing them or buying them, it would benefit them, no? It would make them more advantageous, no? Pero dun sa mga paggagamitan nila nun, that would be disadvantageous. Okay? So not all of technology or products of technology has good intentions. Sometimes meron ding masama. Halimbawa yung mga the 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 facilities that some countries have for capital punishment, no? So for most of us, no, we would frown upon laws, no, being implemented for capital punishment, no? But for some countries, no, they think that it is the better thing to do in order to reduce crime, no? Or to make their citizens more law-abiding. Okay, so these are some of the discourses in technology. What else? Okay, we have here something about the concept of the artifact, no? But before moving into that, no, again, I would like to ask you another question. Ang technology ba ay kailangan scientifically founded? Does technology always have to be scientifically founded? Sige. Sige, if you do not like to answer orally, no, by unmuting yourself, you can type it in the chat box. Sige, basta mag-type lang kayo. Kailangan ba ang technology ay scientifically founded all the time? What do you think? Or are all technologies scientifically founded or have based on scientific information? Any replies? I cannot see any reply on the chat box. Again. Sige, type in your replies. Kailangan ba scientifically founded? What do you think? Halimbawa, in developing this mobile phone, kailangan ba scientifically founded? Or has it been based on scientific information? Okay, so there is one response here from Ronnie Paul. Ronnie Paula pala. Sorry. Maria Ronnie Paula. I think Paula would do. Pwede bang, yun ba ang nickname mo? Paula. Just inform me ano, kung gusto mong nickname yun or kung yun talaga ang nickname. Ronnie. Okay, so Ronnie. Okay. Though technology is more effective or reliable when it is scientifically founded, this is not always the case. And there are technologies or innovations that do emerge from trial and error, experimentations, or accidental discoveries. Yes, so this is true. Okay? So yun yung gusto ko ring banggitin natin ngayon. And then from Aravela, Kyle, I think yes, sir, because application of science is needed in order to produce technology. This is also correct naman. Okay, this is also correct. No? But technology has existed ever since man became man or human beings became human. Diba? That is why in anthropology, we are always studying something about being human. In archaeology, we have been talking, no, for those of you majoring in anthropology, no, the concept of the artifact is central, no, is one of the central key ideas in that subdiscipline of anthropology. Okay, but before moving into its definition or before talking about it, another chat message. Okay. From Zaina Zandri, no po, since there are fields that contribute to technology that did not come from a scientific background. Okay. So Zaina is also in the her stand is also that not all technology is founded on science. No? So just like Ronnie. Okay, so all of your answers naman, no, are correct. All of your answers are correct. No? Bakit? No? Kasi for Ronnie and sino ba yung isa rin nakalimutan? And Zaina, no? The technologies of long ago have not been founded on scientific information. No? Kailan lang ba nabuo yung science as a set of or body of knowledge? It was only a few centuries ago. Few centuries ago. It was not really yet solidly formed the way we see it now. But comparing that development with the kinds of technology that have been in existence during the earlier phases of the Stone Age or ages, no? Mas mahaba yung pagkakaroon ng technology natin as compared to that body of knowledge that we call science. Why? Because people were already thinking at that time how to make their lives better, how to gather food more efficiently, no? How to gather maybe plant parts, roots, and fruits, how to hunt animals, no, in order to augment their protein resources. Ano pa? How to make shelters in order to protect themselves from the elements, from the natural elements. So all of these things have been thought of, no, in order for their lives to become more comfortable, to get to the resources more efficiently, to have resources more efficiently. and they need technology, no, to achieve that. At that time, it was not based on scientific information. It is based on logic, no? Maybe, yes. No? Because when they experience things and they find out that no, things have patterns and they are always on the lookout for patterns, such that if I do this, this would happen. No? And they eventually get to know these things to be able to use it in order to develop the 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 items that they need to make their lives comfortable. So this would be the start, no, of technology. And at that time, they did it with perhaps trial and error. No? So along the way, merong mga accidents na nangyari. Something did not do well. Maybe people were harmed. Maybe some even died. No? But they still keep trying. No? Try and try until you succeed. No? Hindi until you die. No? Until you succeed. No? So, malamang ganun yung mga unang phases ng history ng technology natin. Hindi pa natin alam kung ano yung scientific foundations nito, and yet we are doing those things. We are developing technology. The same way, no? How science itself was being formed. Knowledge about the natural world and about our bodies, halimbawa, no? This has also been formed through that same process. Seeing patterns and then seeing the trial and error, no? Doing things by trial and error, or maybe quizzing themselves, ano kaya yung mangyayari pag ganito, no? Pustahan tayo, ganito ang mangyayari. So yung siguro yung mga iba, tama. Tingnan mo, tama yung hula ko, ganun yung nangyari. So these things, ano, are part of the evolution of science and also of technology. Only in the modern period, no, or even in the last few centuries, do we see that it is more beneficial that science is founded or that technology is founded on good science, sound scientific information. Why? Because it could help the development of technology a lot. If we do things according to science, which means we do things logically, no, and reasonably, it means that we can arrive at the things we are expecting and predicting. And that would involve less sweat. No? Hindi yung suntok sa buwan. Or just finding needles in a mountain, no, of Dayami. Okay? So these are some of the characteristics still of technology. So we now consider the concept of the artifact, because this is one of the central key ideas in anthropology, especially in archaeology. So an artifact is any object. It could be old or it could be new. So an artifact could be the stone tools of ancient Filipinos. Halimbawa in the Cagayan Valley or in the Tabon Cave, or maybe a palayok from 1,000 years ago in Laguna, halimbawa, no? In Pila, Laguna. Or maybe a blue and white porcelain in Santa Ana, Manila, no? Dated to the 14th century. Okay, so these are artifacts. But artifacts are also your plate, your spoon and fork that you have used this morning and during lunchtime. The glass that you are holding or using could also be considered, could also be called an artifact. Even your paper and your pen, your laptop, your table, the chair that you are sitting on right now, or maybe if you are not sitting on the chair, the banig or the pillow you are sitting on is an artifact. Technically, the floor of your house, especially if it has been made of tiles or some flooring material, it is also an artifact. The whole, well, everything, most of the things in your environment, as long as it is made by man, would be considered an artifact. No? So there are conditions. Okay. Under the condition that the coming into being was a change from other previous objects into a new object, okay, then it could be called an artifact. Okay? So technically speaking, halimbawa, you have a saba, banana, yung plantain, di ba? Yung saba, na manibalang halimbawa or an unripe saba, that is not yet an artifact, no? But if you make it into banana chips, no, you slice it thinly, and then you process it, and then you cook it into banana chips, then it could be called an artifact, no? Technically, no? But the way we define artifact in archaeology, we avoid applying it to biological materials, no? As much as possible. So for most of the time, inorganic objects are the ones that are being called artifacts as long as they are made by man. Or items from once living beings like bone or tusks or horn, no? If they have been fashioned into something useful, maybe a drinking vessel or an ornament or a weapon or a hunting tool, it could still be called an artifact. So ganun yung definition natin ng artifact. And another definition of this would be that the influence was planned and object was designed for utility. Always, no? We have mentioned this already. It is designed for utility. It has a purpose. Okay. Because archaeology is a study of past human culture and society, it is a study of artifacts. No? In anthropology, no, anthropology is the study of man and his culture as long as it has something to do with culture and man, no, it is within the scope of anthropology. Most of the disciplines or many of the disciplines are about man, human beings, but not all of them are about culture. Halimbawa, human anatomy is about the human being. No? Gross human anatomy, halimbawa. It is about the study of the human body, di ba? The components making up the human body of an individual person. But it is not anthropological. It is not something in anthropology. Why? Because it does not involve the study of culture. Okay? The different disciplines no, under social sciences, no, aside from anthropology and sociology, most of them are not talking about culture, although many of them a bit, no? But still, they preferred they prefer to be called by another label and not anthropology, because they are not into or heavily into the cultural aspect of man. Okay, so yun yung definition natin ng anthropology, no? Basically ganun, no? Human culture and society. Now, there are 4 areas, no, within anthropology. We have social anthropology, which studies present-day culture and society. Ano pa yung mga sub-disciplines natin within anthropology? We have physical anthropology, which studies about the human body. You know? It has something to do with the study of the human body. But wait, no? Paano naging anthropology ito? No? Because a while ago, we were mentioning that human anatomy, no? Technically is not anthropology. But here in physical anthropology, we study the human body so that we can get something out of it to explain things about culture. So for instance, some anthropologists would be interested about knowing why and how culture developed in the past. No? Considering that we have been seeing man as developing from the other primates, no? From the lineage of the primates. Okay, so saang parte doon nagkaroon ng humanness, no? Yung lineage ng tao at paano nangyari yon. Now physical anthropologists would look into the bodily makeup or the morphology, no? The body of the human being in order to get clues to explain culture, no? So mag-iisip sila, yung brain ba ay may kinalaman? No? Does the development of the brain as an organ, has it got something to do with the development of culture in the past? No? Or maybe development of a particular area or particular areas of the brain. Or maybe hindi lang brain, no? Maybe the extremities, no? Maybe the upper extremities, the hand. Ano yung nangyari, no? While the human organism was developing. No? Bakit siya naging upright ng paglalakad ng movement niya? Okay. So freeing the hands, no? And then making the lower extremities responsible solely for ambulation or movement. As it got something to do with the development of culture, considering na baka when the hand was not responsible anymore for ambulation, just like for macaques, di ba, yung mga unggoy, and other maybe tree-dwelling primates, chances are, mas marami nang pwedeng gawin yung kamay. Has the development of fingers, no? or opposability. Kasi it has something to do with the development of culture. Ganon din sa paa. Ganon din dun sa halimbawa pagkakaroon natin ng bipedal posture or standing and moving in an upright position using only our two lower extremities. Okay, so ito yung mga gustong tanungin ng mga physical anthropologists. And in the same way, tinitignan din nila yung epekto ng kultura. So once that culture has been there, does it influence the way the human body works? Halimbawa, meron bang nangyari na pagbabago when it comes to the turning off and the turning on of particular genes, no? Yung nandun sa ano natin, no? Yung genetic material natin. Or maybe even physiological, no? Meron bang epekto yung kultura natin dun sa physiology natin, the way we breathe siguro, no? Or the way we move, because when we look at it, why do some people easily live, no? Easily go about their business in the higher altitudes. So, and when we talk about higher altitudes here, we talk about altitudes maybe 3 times higher than Baguio, no? Or even twice as high as Baguio, no? Why are they not having difficulty breathing? While others, if you put them there, they would have difficulty breathing. The same way with the, for example, Badjao. Why can they hold their breath longer than the average person? Meron bang kinalaman ang culture doon? And so on. No? So these are the things that make up the investigation of a physical anthropologist. Next is linguistics, no? Because language has been the transmitter, no? For the most part of learning and of culture. No? The way we are socialized in the family, in the community, no? It is through language. No? Oral language, verbal communication, non-verbal communication. No? Pero yung karamihan ng language na tinutukoy natin dito, no? And because this is the most frequently used, is the spoken and the language that is listened to. Okay, so abalang-abala ang mga anthropologists at linguists to study the details of a language. Kasi nga naman iba-iba, no? The way we are socialized, the way we see things, the way we relate to people. For example, in the American or maybe the European context, they are particular about genders, no? Yung mga pronouns nila. But in the Filipino context, hindi tayo masyadong particular sa genders, no? Pag sinabing third person, siya lang, no? Siya. That siya could be a male or a female or otherwise, no? Other genders. Whereas sa European context, most of the languages there have a third pronoun, no? Third singular pronoun that could be either male or female or a neutral pronoun. Okay? When it comes to location, halimbawa, parang mas particular tayo, no? Kasi meron tayong dito, dyan, at saka doon. Ganito, ganyan, ganun. Whereas in halimbawa English, only this and that, this and that. No? Wala silang tatlong ano natin, no? Yung pagturing. The same way in other, no? In other languages. For example, in those cultures situated on mountainous areas like the Tibetans, yung language nila, very particular dun sa yung bang nasa taas o yung nandyan o yung nandun sa baba. Okay? So meron din silang peculiarities sa language nila na gano'n. And so on. Okay? And then archaeology is the study of past culture. So if we can consider social anthropology as the present study of culture or the present tense, no? To use another word or group of words, archaeology can be considered the past tense of anthropology. Okay. So if social anthropology is the present tense, archaeology is the past tense. And for this, we cannot communicate anymore with the persons involved, no, the individuals involved to get information, unlike in social anthropology. And so in this case, we have to resort to studying their remains or what they have left. At doon pumapasok yung involvement ng artifacts. Okay? Because these are the ones that have been formed or created by these people. The ones who have gone already. Okay, any questions so far? Any questions? Or things to clarify? Okay, so artifacts reflect technology. Huh? So I am bringing in the importance of the artifact, no? As one of the key concepts in our investigations of technology. Artifacts are the products of technology. Artifacts may be part of technology to produce another product. Okay? So if you have no more questions, we can move on to the third concept, which is society. Society is composed, no, of at least more than one individual. We cannot have a society that is only composed of one individual. Okay, it is not called a society. Do you agree? CSS majors, do you agree that a society should be composed of more than one individual? Sino ang mga CSS majors? Can a society be only one individual? This is only a review of what your professors have been telling you. Pwede ba? Walang nag-message sa chat kung pwede ba o hindi? Pwede bang isang tao lang ang society or not? Okay, we have a response here. No, from Ronnie. Okay. So Ronnie is correct, no? It should be more than one individual in order for it to be called a society. Ito individuals lang, no? Maybe we can call that a society. Chat message. No, sir, because they need to socialize to have a society. Okay. Yun na nga, yung terms natin, no? Society, social, socialize, socialization. Okay. You cannot exist only by a human being, no? Technically cannot exist by himself or herself alone. Or cannot come into being. Merong dahilan niya, no? At yung dahilan ay isa ding tao. Okay. So that being said, when that person comes into existence, no, in order for that that entity to be called a society, no, it has to be more than one human individual. So we consider, for example, the family, no, as the basic unit, no, in which we can consider as society. Is the simplest unit. We can have there a leader or the ones who are governing and the governed, the powerful and the less powerful, di ba? Ano pa yung mga yung the economic intricacies, the political intricacies, no, can be seen in a family. Okay? To give you an example, I don't know if you are familiar with the movie called Nell. No? The name is Nell, the film. It is an old film. I think you were not yet born when this was shown in cinemas. Okay. In this film, no, merong mag-ina, a mother and a daughter, and her daughter. No? Kaya yung daughter speaks English, but her English is different from the English of the mainstream. Okay? At yung mga tao, no, lalong-lalo na yung mga linguists, hindi nila alam kung bakit ganun yung English nung bata. No? They tried to see where her English or dialect, no, English dialect is classified, but then they cannot find out, no, kung saan nila ilalagay dun sa linguistic tree, no, ng mga English dialects. And then suddenly they found out that the daughter and her mother, no, they are living in an isolated home, no, walang masyadong interaction dun sa mainstream society. So all along, the daughter has been socialized by her mother, no? Siyempre since birth, no? At hindi nakikipag-usap dun sa ibang members ng mainstream society. So they were living by themselves only. And it happened na yung mother pala ay nagkaroon ng stroke, no? And when you suffer from stroke, sometimes your speech is affected, no? So instead of speaking clear English, no, nagkakaroon ng defects. And while talking to her daughter, no, since she was a toddler, ito yung naririnig na English ng anak niya. And so kahit walang defect anatomically, no, anatomical defects yung daughter, ganun na rin yung English na isinasalita niya. Okay, katulad ng English nung nanay niya na may stroke. Okay, so this is I don't know if this is a true story, no? I'm not sure, no? But it is possible. It can happen. The way our dialects are formed, no? And even languages, no? Whole languages, no? Could be the result of these things, no? When we are isolated enough and we get used to the system of communication we are using in a particular community, no? Then we develop a different form of language and also different form of behavior, no? So we move on now to this, no? The next sentence, that societies exhibit patterns of behavior, no? In general, no, this make up the thing we call culture. Okay? These are made up of traditions, of norms, rituals, no? Yung traditions, these are the things that we regularly do that have been passed on from previous generations, no? Usually, no? And we still do it, no? And then the norms, no, are the standards of what is correct to do and what is the correct way of doing and what and otherwise. Okay, morally correct or morally wrong or maybe behaviorally appropriate and behaviorally not appropriate. So these are the norms. Halimbawa, it is not the norm for us, no, na in our society, no, na magbuntis before marriage. Hindi rin norm na magbuntis during teenage years. Okay? But for other societies, like sabihin natin, those societies in remote areas of Papua New Guinea halimbawa, no, or Irian Jaya, no, in the Indonesian side of New Guinea, or maybe in the Amazon rainforest, or maybe in the islands of India, no, where presumably Stone Age cultures still exist, no, even during their teenage years, no, it is expected that they become pregnant already. So iba yung norms nila doon. Also, it can be part of their norms to take revenge, no? And maybe to harm a person. Whereas in ours, hindi yun. Hindi ganon, no? You are subject to many laws, no? And once you do that, no, even for self-defense, meron at merong consequence, no, na pwede kang matanggap. Okay, kaya tayo merong mga batas, and then we have lawyers in order to defend, no? To defend people. And then rituals. These are the things that you regularly perform. Okay, do. It can be religious or secular or non-religious. So, kung sinabing secular. Halimbawa ng rituals na religious, no? For most of you who are Catholics, obserbahan nyo yung sarili nyo when you perform your duty as a Catholic, kailangan kayo magsimba every Sunday, di ba? Or every Saturday if you would prefer anticipated masses. And when you enter a church, oftentimes you do the sign of the cross, no, after dipping your fingers in holy water, di ba? And then you proceed to your seat. If you walk along the altar, no, before proceeding to your seat, you genuflect, no? Half kneel, and then proceed to your seat. Okay, so these are parts, no, of rituals we do in the Catholic tradition. For the others, no, for the other Christians, meron ding sariling ritual. Meron din kanya-kanyang ritual yan. For secular rituals, no, of a non-religious nature, obserbahan nyo yung sarili nyo each day. No? Ano ba yung ginagawa nyo palagi? Maybe when you have school, no, or you need to go to UP in the morning, have classes in the morning, so you wake up early, and then maybe for many of you proceed to the toilet, do your thing, and then you take a bath, no, and then maybe after that you dress up and then eat your breakfast and then brush your teeth, or maybe you can do the sequence in other orders, no. It depends, no. But as long as you do this regularly, no, this can be considered rituals. Ano pa, yung mga ginagawa natin during weekends. Mamasyal tayo, no? We go out with our family, or we spend some time with our friends, no? Chit-chatting, no? We celebrate birthdays annually, halimbawa, no? And when you celebrate birthdays, pansinin nyo, meron ding mga rituals na ginagawa. Like, siyempre naghahanda ka. Ritual yon. Pansin mo din kung ano yung hinahanda mo. This can be part of rituals. No? Usually, have spaghetti siguro or fried chicken and then a birthday cake, maybe with candles being lit. Ano pa yung mga nandyan, no? And then of course there is gift giving, no? Hindi mawawala yon, lalong-lalo na pag birthday, kailangan merong gift na matanggap yung may birthday. Okay, so this again is a ritual. Okay, and this involves not only performances but also artifacts, no? The birthday cake, the birthday candle, ano ba yung mga kubyertos na nandyan, no? Yung mga decorations, no? Party decorations, and so on. These are part of the artifacts. And all of these form part of the ritual of a birthday celebration. Pag hindi ka nagbigay ng gift, may consequence, no? Well, hindi outright, no, sasabihin sa'yo, pero magdadamdam yung may birthday, no? Bakit wala kang gift? Again, papasok yung pinag-uusapan natin about the norms, no? Kasi part of the norm in a birthday celebration, kailangan may gift ka. Kailangan mag-greet ka din. Lalong-lalo na pag best friend mo yung may birthday. Hindi ka pupunta sa isang birthday celebration without greeting the one who has who has the birthday. Ganon din na wala kang gift. No? Hindi yun. No? That's a no-no. Okay. A society can be seen in its different aspects, no? Like the way we mentioned about the family, no? How it allocates resources, how it gathers resources. Maybe the father and the mother has their jobs, or maybe kuya and ate also has jobs, no? And they provide for the family, no? So how they allocate these resources, no? Isang activity na naman yan, economic activity aside from the gathering of resources. Who gets what, for example, no, in the dining table, no? Maybe for most of us, equal lang, no? Equal sharing, no? Lalong-lalo na pag marami yung magkakapatid, no? Kailangan walang mag-aagawan. Pantay-pantay yan, di ba? But for some societies, yung tatay kailangan makakuha ng ganito, no? Maybe a bigger share, and so on. Okay? So different societies have their own way of allocating resources, for example. And the way they govern themselves, no, how they organize things. The decision maker would most of the time would be the parents, and if the parents are not there, the kuya or the ate, diba? And then the rest follow. How it maintains itself, no? Yung resources na nandun, no? Who to contact if in case there are emergencies. Most of the time, no, dahil sila yung decision makers, yung parents or the kuya and ate. Kasi nga sila yung decision makers. Pag wala, and then the younger siblings. Okay, so there is a system, no, of how things operate in a social unit. And then societies can vary in stratification. They could be egalitarian, ibig sabihin pantay-pantay, or they can be ranked, okay? From the word rank. Merong baitang. may mga levels, may mga classes. No? So egalitarian societies, technically speaking, pantay-pantay yung pagturing ng tao. No? The statuses of the members there are well, relatively equal. No? So this you can see in organizations, social organizations, or societies organized into bands. No? BAND. No? This word. No? Nakalagay dito, band. And this is well, I don't know if it's still present, no? But decades ago, they say that it is still present in parts of Africa and maybe in the interior of Australia. Okay? So the Australian Aborigines and the Bushmen of Africa exemplify these kinds of organizations, no? Social organizations. And then we have segmentary groups or tribes. No? They can have the same or similar language, culture, but they live in different localities. So one big locality can be part of only one cultural area. Because in egalitarian societies like the bands, technically speaking, members of the bands of a band live together. Okay? And then a band, no, they can be composed of an extended family, no? Not really the nuclear family that we are having right now, no? Composed of tatay, nanay, and then the kuya, ate, sibling, and so on. In yung nuclear family. But in many other societies, they can be composed of maybe one tatay and many nanay. And then, of course, the children, and then the pinsan, and so on, no? The aunties, uncles. Or maybe one nanay and many tatay, no? Pinsan, pati yung uncle nagiging tatay, and so on. Okay, so these are examples, no, of the variations of families which can be present in other societies, no, in time and space. Okay. So in the segmentary group, this is a higher level from the band, and we can expect some degree of hierarchy or classes. No? The chiefdom is the one that is ruled by well, more or less a powerful leader, the chief. No? It is also similar to the kingdom, but of course, well, some anthropologists, lalong-lalo na yung mga puti, they do not like to apply the term kingdom to Southeast Asian examples. And therefore, they have thought of the term, sige, chiefdom na lang, no, instead of kingdom. Okay, so chiefdom. We are using this based on their term, no, in anthropology. Okay, so technically this is a social organization with classes. It is ranked with a chief or a chiefly elite, no, class making decisions about resources, how to gather it, how to distribute it. So you can expect that the people or the sectors closer to the elites would be receiving more benefits than the others, and so on. Okay, di ba ganun din naman sa isang family, pag close ka kay kuya or kay ate, ikaw yung medyo papaboran. Or close ka kay tatay or kay nanay or kay daddy, kay mommy. Well, depende, no? Ikaw yung papaboran. Okay, so same thing here, no? we are only showing examples so that we can illustrate it easily. Okay, and then the state, no? State organized societies. In states, we can see a larger class of people doing the decision making, being part of the governing system, no, of that society. Diba? Technically, no, in the Philippines, halimbawa, in Philippine mainstream society, no, because we have the constitution, so all of us technically are guaranteed equal rights, no, and to receive equally, no, benefits, no, that we should be receiving, no. But in reality, because of palakasan, because of differential access to resources and to power, iba yung nangyayari, no? So some individual could have more access to resources, no? More access to confidential funds. Some individuals, even if the state expects them to stay put in Malacanang, they would go to F1 in Singapore at ayun, nandun sila nag happy. Okay? So depende, no? So we are just citing examples. Okay, so that is the last slide. Any questions? Any questions? Okay, for the reporting, no, the submissions that you have been giving, I still have to look at them. I am still waiting for the others to submit, no? And then I will inform you what to do, no? Maybe by Monday next week. And for the others who have no groups, yes, you are doing the right thing. You are informing me of your situation, and I will be assigning you to a group, no? So that will be known, no, by maybe around Monday. Okay, any other questions? You need not to submit individually, no, the group members. Just one representative of the group, no, doing the submission would be enough. Okay, any other questions? 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 None? Okay, it's 5:45, but if you have no more questions, okay, so let us call this a day. And thank you very much for attending this session. By the way, next session, our system will be, we will be moving on into the history and philosophy of science, no? So we will start off with the Greeks, no? The Hellenistic period, and then moving into the later periods of the historical development of science and technology. I will be lecturing to you something about the Greeks, no, in your class, but in the others, it will be possible that I will be lecturing it in the other section. So for example, for the Greeks, I will I will do the Greeks on the other class, and for the next, I will do it in your class, no? So magkakaroon ng it will be alternating. And I will inform you of the schedule of lectures. So that for those of you who can attend the other lectures, you may do so, no? You may come in the Zoom meeting. Okay? Malinaw ba yon? Malinaw? So up to this point, no, only up till today, will I lecture individually, no? To sections. Pero dun sa mga susunod na lectures, I will choose when to lecture a particular topic. But all of you will get access to those recorded videos. And I will also provide you links, no? So that anyone who would like to attend can do so, who can enter the Zoom meeting of the other section. Okay, malinaw yon? Yes or no? Malinaw? Malinaw, yes or no? Okay, yes. Okay, so I will see you next week, no? So just be in touch regularly with the VLE for the announcements. Okay, will you be uploading the slides? I will not upload the slides because I have recorded our lecture already, and you will see the slides in the recorded lecture. Okay, it is easy for you to copy because you can stop the recorded video. Okay, other things. Let me check the chat messages. Okay, wala na. Okay. So thank you again for attending, and I'll see you again next week. You may leave the session now.
Thank you, sir.